There is a battle unfolding in the world of technology, a battle that will define not just industries, but the balance of global power for decades to come. It is not being fought on traditional battlefields, but in labs, data centers, and semiconductor fabs. At its heart, this is a race for dominance in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, 5G networks, and next generation innovation. And the two primary contenders are clear, the United States and China. For years, China has poured billions into its tech sector, driven by an ambition to become self-reliant and eventually surpass the West. It is building its own semiconductor ecosystem, pushing aggressively into AI, and exporting 5G infrastructure through companies like Huawei. This is not just about economic competition, it is about strategic control. Whoever leads in technology will set the rules of the global economy, influence security systems, and dominate the future of innovation. The United States understands this. It has responded with restrictions on Chinese tech companies, export controls on semiconductors, and massive investments in domestic manufacturing. But here is the uncomfortable truth. America cannot win this tech war alone. The scale of innovation, the complexity of supply chains, and the speed of technological evolution mean that alliances are essential, and in this equation, one country matters more than almost any other: India. Why India? Because India offers something no other partner can, a combination of scale, talent, trust, and market potential. For the U.S., India is not just a strategic ally in the military sense, it is a technological ally, and this partnership is no longer optional, it is necessary. Consider the first factor, talent, the backbone of the U.S. tech industry, from Silicon Valley to Seattle, is heavily supported by Indian engineers, researchers, and executives. Look at the leadership of major companies, Google, Microsoft, Adobe, all led by Indian origin CEOs. Look at the workforce powering AI, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. Indians form a critical part of the equation. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of decades of integration between American tech companies and Indian talent pipelines. But the collaboration cannot stop at immigration. With tightening visa norms and an insatiable demand for skilled professionals, the U.S. needs India's talent at scale right where it is. This is why American companies are investing billions into building innovation hubs in India. These centers are not back offices, they are core research units working on global products. For the U.S., leveraging India's human capital is not just about cost, it is about capability. In the race against China, this talent advantage could prove decisive. If the first front in the tech war is talent, the second is supply chains. The pandemic exposed a vulnerability that few fully appreciated before: how deeply the world depends on China for critical technology components, from semiconductors to rare earth elements, from batteries to 5G equipment. China sits at the center of many strategic supply chains. For the United States, this is not just an economic risk, it's a national security concern. This is why Washington is scrambling to diversify. The CHIPS Act in the U.S. is a step in that direction, aiming to bring semiconductor manufacturing back home, but rebuilding an entire ecosystem domestically will take years, if not decades. In the meantime, the U.S. needs partners who can share this burden. India is emerging as one of those key partners. New Delhi has made semiconductors a national priority, launching incentive programs to attract global chipmakers. Major U.S. firms are already responding. Micron Technology announced billions of dollars in investment for a semiconductor assembly and testing facility in India. This is not a coincidence. It is a deliberate move to align U.S. supply chains with a trusted partner outside of China's orbit. The same logic applies to 5G and telecom networks. Huawei's dominance in building global 5G infrastructure has alarmed U.S. policymakers, who see it as a potential backdoor for Chinese influence. To counter this, the U.S. needs alternatives, and India is one of the few markets capable of developing and deploying large-scale telecom infrastructure without Chinese involvement. American firms like Cisco, Qualcomm, and others are working closely with Indian telecom providers to roll out next-generation networks. Artificial intelligence is another critical battleground. China has a vast advantage in terms of data, thanks to its massive population and loose privacy regulations. The U.S., while leading in AI research, needs global allies to counterbalance China's scale advantage. India, with its enormous population and rapidly digitizing economy, offers the next best alternative. AI needs three things: data, talent, and computing power. India has all three in growing supply. This makes it a natural partner for American firms building the next generation of AI systems. Cybersecurity is equally vital. In a world where state-sponsored hacking and cyber attacks are weapons of geopolitics, securing digital infrastructure is a matter of survival. The U.S. needs partners who share its security priorities and operate within a trusted ecosystem. India, as a democracy aligned with Western values and legal frameworks, provides that trust. Unlike China, where tech firms operate under state directives, Indian companies work under transparent laws and intellectual property protections. For U.S. businesses, this makes India a safe harbor in a world of rising cyber risks. All of this converges into a single reality. The U.S.-India tech partnership is no longer about outsourcing. It is about co-creating the future, from semiconductors to AI, from 5G to cybersecurity. The two nations are building an interconnected tech ecosystem designed to resist Chinese dominance. And make no mistake, this is as much a geopolitical alliance as it is an economic one. The partnership between the United States and India in technology is not just an economic arrangement, it is a strategic alliance built on shared values and mutual necessity. Unlike China, where businesses operate under an opaque system and often under government directives, India offers a framework rooted in democracy, the rule of law, and respect for intellectual property. For American tech companies, this trust factor is priceless. This is not just theory, it's shaping real-world strategies. When the U.S. talks about securing global supply chains, it's not only about ensuring that semiconductors or rare earth materials keep flowing, it's about making sure those flows happen through trusted networks. The Biden administration's Indo-Pacific strategy explicitly recognizes India as a critical partner in building resilient and secure technology ecosystems. The Quad, a strategic grouping of the U.S., India, Japan, and Australia, has technology cooperation as one of its pillars. This is no accident. It reflects a recognition that the tech race is a geopolitical contest, and alliances will determine the winner. India's role in this contest extends beyond being a talent hub or a market. It is becoming a voice for an open, inclusive, and transparent digital future, values that align closely with those of the U.S. While China champions a model of state-controlled internet and technology, India has built one of the most vibrant digital ecosystems in the world, where innovation thrives in a competitive private sector-driven environment. This ideological alignment matters because the tech war is as much about standards and governance as it is about chips and code. Whoever sets the rules for data privacy, cybersecurity, and AI ethics will shape the future of technology. In this battle of ideas, India is firmly on the side of openness and interoperability. There is also the question of scale. For the U.S., partnerships with Europe and Japan are important, but those economies are mature, and their populations are aging. India, with its 1.4 billion people and a median age of 28, offers something unique: the ability to combine innovation with massive deployment. When American companies develop new technologies, they need markets that can adopt and scale those innovations quickly. India provides that testing ground, and success in India often translates to success in other emerging markets. For Washington, the calculus is clear: to counter China's ambitions in AI, 5G, and advanced manufacturing, the U.S. needs allies who can match scale with capability, and among all possible partners, India stands out. It is not only the world's largest democracy and a rapidly growing economy, but it is also a country with the talent, infrastructure, and ambition to co-create the technologies of the future. So, can the U.S. win the tech war against China on its own? Probably not. Can it win with India as a strategic partner? The odds improve dramatically. This is why American CEOs, policymakers, and defense strategists are converging on the same conclusion: the U.S.-India tech alliance is not just desirable, it is indispensable. The real question now is how fast the two nations can deepen this partnership, because in the race for technological dominance, speed is everything.